Hello, welcome back to the channel. As promised on our last video, I told you all that I had something to share, and it was about my business, where I'm here to share it. I have officially launched my candle business, Tea Candles. I am so excited. It's been a long time coming, and I'm here. I am here. So, how did I get to become a candle business owner? It was it's been a year. It's been a little over a year. And of course, the pandemic happened. But the pandemic wasn't the reason why Tea Candles came to be. Tea Candles came to be because it was a vision, a want, a goal that I had inside my head. I just hadn't taken out the time or made it a priority, or I guess got up the courage to just do it. What happened was that I had been a business owner. I owned a small daycare, and unfortunately, I had to close it. So, closing my daycare, I had a conversation. I had a conversation with God, and I told him exactly what I wanted, and that was to be owner of another business. But this time, it was really what I desired to do. I wanted to have a daycare, but it was just not like really what I knew I was supposed to do. So when actually the time came where I had to close it, I was disappointed, but I was okay with it. So moving forward, had the conversation. He granted me that. God granted me that. I told him, well, I thought I got a job, but it's a job. I knew that I wasn't going to be an employee or working for somebody, because I had already got the great feeling of what it felt like to work for myself, what it felt like we're not having to be accountable to anyone except for myself. And that was my desire. After I had reached a certain point in my life and a certain age, my desire was to be an entrepreneur. So the pandemic did happen. People were staying home longer. So when I put it out, I had no expectations. I didn't know what to think because, as you all know, 2020, it was uncertain. People were just trying to figure it out. And so I had to know that it was my time. I had to be confident in knowing that it's going to work. And it did. It was received very well. I sold out when I just put it out there on social media, when I told people, when my family spread the word, my family encouraged me. And I sold out. I think my first batch of candles, I believe I sold out it was less than a week. And I had people hit me up and asking, do you have any more candles? Do you have any more wax melts, etc., etc.? So the feedback was good. It fed my fire. Let me just say, everything and every person that owns a business, and I've listened or read their experience or their advice, 99.9% of the time, I have found, if it's, the particular topic in business that they've said and shared, I have found that it is so true. I thought that I knew something about business. Again, I had already owned a business, had been a business owner. I thought I knew something. No. Starting from the ground up is a total different experience from what I had prior to. I had a desire. I had a goal. And how I started off was basically like being in a dark room and trying to get to the next room without any light to show me how to get to that door, to open it. I discovered that all candle wax isn't equal. I discovered that not all fragrance is equal. I discovered so much things about what it was going to take for me to produce a tea candle. I knew inside of my head what my vision was, but when I got to looking into and learning what it was going to take to bring my vision into fruition, it was a whole total ball game. It was decision. And for me, it was not only just to jump in and say, oh, well, this is cheap, or oh, this is going to be good enough. No, I'd already established the standard of what I wanted with my candles and other products that I was going to produce from my business. I had to learn what fragrance was, different fragrance, what the components were. I had to decide whether I was going to have a natural wax. And I knew going into it that I wanted something environmental safe, something that was healthy, so to speak, that was not going to be harmful, because I'm a person that when I learn, I try to do better. I put forth energy to do better. There are things that I no longer consume as far as food in my diet, in my home, with my family. No, we no longer eat certain things. We no longer drink certain things. That was important to me to understand what I was going to produce when it came to my tea candles. So after learning and researching and finding out and grinding, I made it this again. Let me go back. I knew I wanted something that was natural, but I had no idea that there were so many choices of natural wax to choose. And then, so after that, learning, okay, I made a decision. I'm going to have soy wax as my base. I'm going to make natural soy wax candles. Well, of course, I'm not going to pick a wax that's natural and infuse it with unnatural toxin-filled fragrance. That made no sense. So I then learned what the difference were and choices with my fragrance. Again, I chose the natural fragrance route. And from that came, of course, you can't have a candle without a wick. So I had to make the decision what type of wick. So, of course, a natural cotton wick. Tea candles, by now, as you know, is a natural wax candle, soy being the name of the wax, natural fragrance, and natural cotton wicks. For me, it was important. There are all types of candle makers out there that have the right to choose whatever type of wax, fragrance, so on and so forth. But for me, it was extremely important that I found out all that I could about the difference in what I was going to produce for my candle business. Now, tea candle, hence the name. I'm Teresa, and these are tea candles. Tea candles, if I can give you a description, they are representations of some of the things that I like and conversation. The names of my candles are words, phrases, language that I use day to day amongst family, amongst friends, in conversations. I am a person who loves to talk. I am a person who loves fragrance. I am a person who loves all things beautiful, whether it be decor, whether it be fashion, whatever. I am a woman who loves all things that are beautiful. So if I had to describe my candles, I would say they are an experience. And that's what, that's part of what I convey when describing what a tea candle is. I want you to get the full experience. Because for me, even though I produce them, I make them, I decide on what ingredient I'm going to come up with. My recipes are all mine. It is exciting. It is experience. It's an experience for me. I have so much joy. It's so funny. I get so much joy out of even talking about them. It makes me so happy to talk about them. It's a lot to be said about being able to create something that you love, a part of who you are. Anybody that is creative or decide to create something with their own hands, it's a beautiful thing. It's undescribable. If you are a person that understands, you understand. And then the fact that people say in business that you need to ask yourself, if you could do this or do something that you want to do in business and not get paid. And I believe I've mentioned this before on one of my YouTube vlogs, that I absolutely would still do what I do even if I didn't get paid, because it's an extension of me expressing myself. It's a part of who I am as a woman. It's a part of things that make me happy. So yes, without a doubt, I would do what I've been doing, whether it was someone liking it, someone enjoying it. But again, it's so gratifying and it makes my heart happy when I get feedback from my customers, when I get people to say that never even had a tea candle burn in their home, but because they've gone to somebody else's house or they've heard conversation pieces. They've heard conversations about, have you smelled Teresa candles? Or people come up to me and say, how do I order your candles? Or this is before I actually got my online store, teacandle.com. I've had people to come up to me. I don't know them. And again, some of them haven't ever purchased a candle from me, but being that they have heard conversations or happen to go in someone's home and they're burning them, or someone has spritzed their room or the area that they were in their home with fragrance by me, and they say, I love your candles. Oh, such and such bought this candle. Or my mom, she doesn't buy anybody's candle and burn them in a house anymore except for yours. It is like you hit the jackpot. It's like it is one of the best feelings that I have ever experienced, and it never gets old. It never gets old, and that's why you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do. But even then, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I would encourage anybody that if it's your desire and it's something that you enjoy and you want to make it into a business, do it. Do it. I had absolutely no idea. Again, I told you I thought I knew something about business. I had absolutely no idea how I was going to produce, what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. The first candles that I made, they looked like a slushie. I had to go back and figure it out. I really didn't know what I was doing. And it was by trial and error and persevering. It was just figuring it out. I knew that I had to have a balance of fragrance, and I had to have proportion, meaning math and science, which have never been one of any of my favorite subjects, period. But again, I had to humble myself, be open to the process of learning something that I had no idea about. That is one thing about business. You have to consistently learn. You have to be open to learning things that come difficult, things you have no idea about. You have to be. You just have to be, because there's no way around it. In the beginning, it was a little intimidating, but I have come to realize that the only dumb question is a question that you won't ask, that you don't have the answer to, and you're too afraid to ask. Well, guess what? I'm not afraid to ask. So, after producing the first couple of batches, I think I may have had like 2 batches of candles that I made, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have no idea. So I had to go back, I had to dig, I had to experiment, I had to test, I had to do a whole lot of hands-on figuring it out. Again, I listen and I follow people in business, highly successful business people that are so gracious enough to give advice about what it is to be in business, what it is to be an entrepreneur. And I'm telling you what I have experienced. It is true. None of what I have come across and those who I follow that have given their experience and advice to your mindset of being in business or building a brand, I have found it all to be so true. It has been gratifying. It has been a whole lot of emotions. Some hurtful, some happy. It's just been a lot. But what I can tell you is that, again, what those business owners, successful people have shared about expectations, learning, changing, evolving, has been true. My experience in it has been true. It has been humbling. It has been a long road, but I take that. I know that I remember hearing elders, my mom, my dad, saying what doesn't kill you will make you better. If you go through it and it hurt, that's fine. But it didn't kill you. So I guess what I'm trying to say, through the pain, I have learned so much. I would have never thought I never thought I would gotten to a place now where I would say pain turns into power. For me, that's exactly what it did. Every pain that I had to get to launching, I've worked to turn it into power. Anything that your heart desires, I've heard that it's not supposed to come easy. That what you work for, let's go back. When you want something bad enough, you're going to work hard enough for it. And when you work hard, the outcome is greater than any pain that you've ever, for me, let me just say, I'm saying for me, I'm sharing with you all my experience. It is worth it. It is so worth it. And again, consistently, being consistent, it is it's great advice. It works. It just works. Because had I not been consistent, I would have given up. I would have stopped. Again, I felt like sometimes I was in a room all by myself in the dark and had no idea how to get to the light. But guess what? I figured it out. I kept moving and touching and feeling and whatever until I felt something that felt like a doorknob, and I went through the door and there was light. So I just wanted to get on here to share with you all that tea candles are here. I'm here. And I hope that you all will get yourself together, get prepared, take a chance out on getting you a tea candle experience. And let me just say, it's a tea candle experience. And again, they're based on conversation. So not only are you going to get an experience, going to get your conversation started. So until next time, y'all take care. I want y'all to have a great day. And by the way, I forgot. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting on? Come on now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload other videos. I want y'all to come back now because we got a whole lot of stuff going on. We got different situations to cover. This is All Things Teresa. All Things Teresa is a whole lot of things. It's day-to-day. It's lifestyle. It's entrepreneurship. It's encouraging. It's about you being inspired. I hope that this video inspires someone that has been thinking about starting a business, whatever it is. Do it. Do it. And if you have someone in your corner that's saying, nah, you may not do that, or you don't know what you do. You know you're the president. You're the president of your life. You're the CEO of your life. So if you need to put some order in your life, and it means eliminating negativity, even in the form of a person that you allow in your circle, do it. Do it. Do what makes you happy. Do what inspires you. Life is so uncertain. We are fortunate enough to see day to day. Why would you waste it? Why would you give your time and your energy to anything or anyone that doesn't encourage you? So I'm here to tell you, to piggyback on what I've been saying since All Things Teresa been existing. Do what inspires you. Don't waste your happy on unhappy people. Again, don't waste your happy or anything else on unhappy people. We don't have no time to waste. No. So again, thank you all for joining me. Come back. I have much more to bring to you in this thing, All Teresa. Again, be inspired. Do what makes you happy. Take care.